This year, the World Bank released their latest Doing Business report, where countries are ranked to show the ease of doing business. It is simple. Countries receive high marks for cutting regulation. But when they have a minimum wage or protect workers from dismissal, they are marked down. Therefore, the best places to do business and make money are countries where workers are left unprotected. Here's an example. The Philippines, Guatemala, Korea, Malaysia and Mauritius were the rising stars for doing business in 2013. That's where corporations could make massive profits. But this is the reality. In the Philippines and Guatemala, workers are murdered for organising. In Korea, anyone could be sacked for going on strike. Malaysians cannot complain to courts when harassed by their employer. And in Mauritius, workers are arrested for exercising their right to strike. In response to the World Bank's Doing Business report, which focuses on the best countries for businesses, the ITUC has collected and analysed over 30,000 pages of data for the past 12 months to create a Workers' Rights Index. Now we can show the hidden side of this story. Through this index, trade unions are exposing the worst countries in the world for workers. The report puts governments and employers on notice. The international union movement stands in solidarity with workers denied fundamental rights. So how does the index work? Countries are rated from 1 to 5+ against 97 key indicators, with an overall score placing countries into one of 6 ratings. Rights are generally guaranteed in countries with a rating of 1, but countries with a rating of 5+ are the worst in the world for workers, having no guarantee of rights. Workers in these countries could be exposed to repressive regimes or abusive labour practices. The index tells us that 48% of countries take no responsibility for protecting workers, that rights and compliance are effective in only 16% of countries, and these rights don't even exist in 40% of countries included in the index. And even those with a good ranking could do more. Here's an overview of how countries are rated. In Rating 1, there are 18 countries, including Denmark and Uruguay, where rights are generally guaranteed. And in Rating 2, there are 26 countries, including Japan and Switzerland, where there have been repeated violations of rights. In Rating 3, there are 33 countries, including Ghana and Chile, where regular violations of rights are evident. Rating 4 consists of 30 countries, including the US and Kenya, where there have been systematic violations of rights. Rating 5, where there is no guarantee of rights, there are 24 countries, including Qatar, Belarus and Bangladesh. And in Rating 5+, where there is no guarantee of rights due to the breakdown of the rule of law, there are 8 countries, including the Central African Republic and Somalia. The index shows that workers' rights are violated all around the globe, and that in each region of the world, workers' rights are not protected. In Cambodia in January 2014, police resorted to violence to quash protests over the $100 a month minimum wage. In the Philippines, transport worker Antonio Dodong Petalcoran was murdered in July 2013 in front of his home for unmasking corruption at the regulatory board level. Collective bargaining rights are almost absent in Mexico. Companies sign contracts with corrupt organisations to prevent genuine bargaining. In Egypt, demanding rights is dangerous. Recently, workers were severely beaten for demanding decent salaries at the Portland cement factory. In Zimbabwe, in October 2013, police fired tear gas and beat up over 100 women, accompanied by their children, who were asking Hwange Colliery Company Limited to pay their husbands' outstanding salaries. And in Qatar, migrant workers are exposed to modern-day slavery under the kafala system. They have no right to a collective voice through freedom of association. The ITUC Global Rights Index is drawn from the world's most comprehensive database of violations of workers' rights. Governments and businesses who oppress workers can no longer hide. This is what you can do to help share the real story. Go to survey.ituc-csi.org and see where your country stands. And then share your country ranking and this video on Facebook and Twitter to help expose the untold story of workers' rights. Let's undo the ultimate cover-up of workers' rights.